In this video, I'm going to show you how you can change some of the settings on your Newline TV to help it to function more efficiently, and show you some of the features that come with the Newline TV. And then I'm going to show you how you can use your Newline television to interact with the Chromebox that is attached to it. First, we'll start by changing some of the settings. Tap on the gear icon. You don't have to worry about the network or Bluetooth or language and input. Many of the TV's initial settings are going to be wrong, like this one is. It's not Eastern Standard Time. So tap that, and then you can just press and scroll. The date is correct. You might want to change it so that it is not on 24-hour format. All of these come set so they are using the 24-hour format, and you would just want to toggle away from that. You can also then change between the classic or the new whiteboard. The classic version is a really classic old gray whiteboard. There's also the new version. You can set it to whichever one you prefer. Toolbar Customization is going to be an important one. There is a button right here that helps you toggle more quickly between the Chromebox and the tools on the Newline. So you want to tap Toolbar Customization, favorite connection, and then you have to know which of these connections the Chromebox is connected to. This one is connected to HDMI 1. Then you go to Customize Icon, choose Connection, and OK. And if we could zoom in, we would see that that one has now been changed. The left and right are both on. You could toggle off either one of those to your preference. You might also want to change the display and theme. Right now it is set to classic. There's only one other option, and that's colorful. You can see much more colorful. You can set it so that your TV turns on at a specific time or set of times. That's turned off for this television. You can also choose to have it power off at a specific time by tapping that and then choosing a time. So we've now chosen 3:15 p.m. You can choose the days of the week that it turns itself off, and then select OK. You can also choose when it goes into energy saving time. I've got it set for 60 minutes. You could enter in a specific setting, or you could go with never. Now we'll go back to the home screen. From here, there are a couple of gadgets that you might want to know about. Let's look at the classroom tools. It opens up this box. Unfortunately, this box doesn't get bigger or smaller. You can move it around, and you can minimize it so that it's out of your way. But once you've got it open, that's the size that it's at. There are a few different options that you can look at. There are some instructions that show up on the screen for students. So if you want kids to know that they've got time to work together, you could use that. There's also dice, an on-screen timer, a stopwatch. There is a spotlight tool that allows you to focus attention on one part of the screen, and you can make that a little bigger or smaller and move it around the screen. You can also change the opacity so that you can still see some things behind the spotlight if you prefer, and you can close it. When you're done, you can exit. This has also been added to your quick access area. If you have not already added that to it, you can click Add, and then Gadgets, and then tap on the thing that you want to add. You can also get to the whiteboard from here. Once you've got the whiteboard open, it's probably best to use the pen tool. You can change that setting where you're writing with the fine pen only, or you can choose to write with fine pen or your fingers. You can go into the default settings and change what the background looks like and the settings for your different pens and your eraser. From this area, you can add new pages. Now I've got 2 pages. You can press and hold this to see both of your open pages. Then you can press on the page and you can copy it or put it in the garbage. You've got various tools you can use with the whiteboard. You can press on the pen to change the color and size. You can change the style of eraser that you have, where it erases the entire thing, or where you have to move it back and forth to erase the entire thing. You can create shapes, and you can change whether or not those are a specific color or not. These are just tools that you'll need to play around with to get comfortable with. From here, one of the best things that you can do is create a canvas in split mode if you want students to come up and work. You see that now you've got 2 different canvases, and once you have gone to this, you can write with the finger so that students don't need to each have their own pen. And you see that you can interact with these completely separate from one another. If you press here, you can change it to a 3 split view. And then you can exit the split. So that you can interact with the Chromebox, you could double tap that. You can also tap this since we set that up earlier. Sometimes it takes just a moment for your Chromebox to show up. Right now this is sized normally. It might come up on your screen very small. So you will tap down here and then the settings, and then device and displays. Some that we've seen have showed up this way and it looks really tiny. A lot of teachers have found that 200% seems to be a normal look. You've got the same Google Chrome extensions that you have on your Chromebook. You should have the same bookmarks. As always, if your Chromebox isn't performing up to expectations, tap on the 3 dots, and then Help, About Google Chrome, and check the Chrome OS settings for updates. This one needs updates, so we will let it perform that. It's also good to go into the browser history and every week or so clear the browsing data. There are a lot of choices. We suggest clearing it for all time. It's not going to clear out saved passwords or delete things that you have downloaded. It's just going to remove your browsing history and other things that have been saved in the background that slow down the performance of your device. We also suggest that you turn off the Chromebox at least once a week. That allows any updates for that to be performed once you power it back on. Now you've also got these tools so that you can interact with what's on the screen. You can choose the overlay, and then the pen tools show up. Every time you go away from using the overlay tool, it takes a screenshot. You can go into the settings and turn that off. When you are in the whiteboard, there are some rulers that you can use. There are also some protractor tools. You can add text or images. This button will take you back to the internet. And if you hit the overlay button again, it takes you back to the last place you were at. If I close the overlay, you see it takes a screenshot and then wipes that clean. Again, you can get to the whiteboard tool by pressing that, and then you can go back to your Chromebox screen by pressing that. When you're looking at something, when you're looking at something and using the overlay tool, you might need to scroll the thing that you're using. And if you try and do that, it's not going to work unless you tap this, and then you can scroll through to what's there. The things that you've drawn on the overlay remain in place. So remember that if you're going to scroll, but then once you're ready to draw again, tap that, and now you go back to using the overlay. When you're done, again, tap that and it goes away. Hopefully this gives you information you need to get to know your Newline TV better. As always, if you've got questions or if you want more help, please get in touch with either Lindsay Mangum or myself.